Hi everyone, my name is Chrys. For this video, I am going to do a little reading from 30 Seconds Before, which is a short story of around 60 pages. It is a suspense crime story. There's no romance in it. It is in the perspective of Officer Blake Herro, and it is available on Amazon, BarnesNoble.com, Kobo, anywhere you can buy ebooks, and it is only $1.99. I'm going to be using my Kindle, so it's going to shine on my face a little bit. And I'm going to begin right at a very exciting moment. Officers down on the intersection of Roosevelt and Babcock. I repeat, officers down. We need backup now. Through the yelling, Blake heard the continuous pop of semi-automatic weapons. His heart shot up into his throat. Icy fear laced his spine. The sound of those guns was horrifying. His brothers and sisters needed help. Nothing was more terrifying than knowing your fellow officers were in danger. He activated the lights and sirens and flattened the gas pedal to the floor. Newspapers and other trash on the road kicked up in the wake of the speeding car. Plastic to-go cups rolled along the asphalt. The voices from their radios didn't cease but became more urgent as the nearest officers arrived at the scene. I can't see where they are. They're shooting from everywhere. My partner's down. I'm hit. Help! The console radio came to life with the voice of the female dispatcher on duty. Shots fired, officers down. All call signs report to Roosevelt and Babcock. Blake picked up the radio. Adam 24 responding. We're on the way. He swerved around a sharp turn and the back end of the car fishtailed. Gripping the steering wheel, he controlled the car without slowing a fraction. Pulse hammering, he listened to the cries for help, the incessant sound of gunfire, and the details officers relayed between the madness. According to the reports, assailants were on the rooftops and in buildings, shooting out windows. The unknown shooters commandeered the whole block. There wasn't a safe place for the officers to go. Bullets came at them from every direction. Many of the officers hid in their squad cars while the assailants continued to shoot. Screams and pleas filled the small space inside the car. It became deafening. Mouth dry, hands sweating, Blake made another fast turn. They were almost there, only a few blocks away, when the car filled with silence. The quiet was shocking. Blake's heart fell from the tight confines in his throat to the pit of his stomach. Fear for his fellow officers turned his blood into sludge. Every one of his pulse points throbbed painfully, because the absence of sound in the midst of a dangerous situation was a bad sign, especially when guns were involved. It meant death. Blake's gaze flicked to Max's. In his partner's eyes, he glimpsed the horror he felt. He slowed the car to a crawl as he turned the corner. When the car made it around the bend, he saw about 6 cop cars jamming the intersection. Many of them were on the sidewalk. Their lights continued to spin ominously, bathing the area with red and blue light. His gaze flicked from window to window, but he couldn't make out any figures between the flashes. No gunfire sounded. Shoving the stick shift into park, Blake glanced at Max. Their eyes communicated their trust for one another. They had each other's backs. Together, they opened their doors and slipped out of the car with their weapons drawn. Blake huddled behind the driver's door and scanned the road for any sign of movement. All was still. He swallowed uneasily. His heart beat so hard that his chest vibrated. He inched forward with his body hunched low, using the other cars for cover. I'm going to stop there. So if you want to find out what happens next, you have to purchase 30 Seconds Before for $1.99. 60 pages, so it's a pretty fast read, but I think it's an exciting one. And it leads into the story 30 Seconds, which is a romantic suspense, and it literally continues the story. Right where 30 Seconds Before ends, 30 Seconds begins. So you have the entire story in 2 ebooks. But 30 Seconds is a novella. It's around 150 pages. And, it's exciting and romantic. So if that sounds like something you like and you enjoyed the reading that I just did, check out those ebooks, read them, review them too. and pass them on. Let someone else know about them. I hope you enjoyed this reading, and maybe you'll actually buy one of the ebooks. No, I'm not forcing you. Don't worry. Thank you for listening. Bye.